It's really important to be able to recognise what a healthy fish is, so you can see if it does develop any sorts of problems. And you should be checking your fish regularly to make sure their eyes are clear, their fins are clear, there's no sorts of bacterial or parasitic infections on the body of the fish. And that's really important when you're actually purchasing the fish. You need to start with good healthy fish. Make sure the fish is not moving erratically or is having trouble maintaining its position in the water column. One of the best ways of protecting yourself against problems with your fish is the 1 month rule. Basically what the 1 month rule is, introduce a few fish to your aquarium, then leave it 1 month. What that 1 month rule does is allow that time for the bacteria to stabilise and for the parasites to stabilise. Now what I mean by the bacteria stabilising is that the new fish produce waste, and we need time for the bacteria to establish to break down the waste from the new fish. If you put your fish in too quickly, there's not enough bacteria from the waste from the fish, and then your fish will surely die. And as far as parasitic stabilisation is concerned, every single fish, every single human, every single animal contains parasites, and we call them pathogens. The immune system controls the pathogens, so providing the immune system is in good stead, nice, strong, healthy immune system, equilibrium is set, nothing is a problem. On the other hand, when you relocate the fish from one aquarium to another, the fish inevitably gets stressed. So therefore, the immune system goes down, the energy from the immune system goes to the respiration system, and the immune system falls. Therefore, the pathogens are able to multiply because the antigens can't keep up with the pathogens. The pathogens then spread, they go out into the environment, they reduplicate on a hard surface, and they come back by the hundreds of thousands looking for a new host. That's why if you have a fish-only aquarium, which is basically no corals or anything like that, then you can put copper-based medications into the aquarium, which can help to kill these little dinoflagellates. So the pathogens go through a little waterborne phase, which is called a dinoflagellate phase, where they're swimming around looking for a new host. So if you put the fish into the aquarium, they get stressed, their immune system goes down, the pathogens go out looking for a new host. After a week or 2 weeks, when these pathogens are starting to peak, you put a new fish into the aquarium, and the chances of that new fish getting sick is much more significant. So waiting that 1 month is really important. Other tools such as UV sterilisers will also help to control these pathogens. The concerns with parasites are really a lot more in a reef aquarium than a fish-only tank, because in a fish-only tank there's a lot more medications that you've got available for if you do get that sort of problem. If you do get parasites or bacteria, there's plenty of medications on the market which are quite effective. I still advise the 1 month rule for fish-only tanks, but there's a lot more leniency as far as the medications are concerned, with medications like copper, which are quite effective for killing various parasites, which are very much an issue in a saltwater tank with corals, not so much an issue with the saltwater tank without corals. If you do get any of these sorts of parasites in the water, like what we're talking about, it does actually help to lower the salt level. Although the corals don't really appreciate it, you do find that parasites like white spot, which is very much what we're talking about at the moment, don't tend to proliferate as well in a lower salt level as opposed to a higher salt level. So if you're able to get your salt level down to about 1.017, even as low as that, you'll find that that helps to get rid of the white spot. A lot of your dealers do run lower salt, so when you're purchasing fish regularly, or if you've got a fish-only tank, it is worth running your salt level a little bit lower, but the corals actually prefer it higher, so just bear that in mind. So besides parasites, the other main thing you've really got to look out for is bacterial infection. Bacterial infections will look very much like a blemish on the fish, either its fins or its body or its eyes. The main time when a bacterial infection will be the case is if the fish has actually physically damaged itself, and then a bacterial infection will take hold, besides if your water quality is not good. So what we're aiming for is a tank with good water quality. Then the only time you're likely to experience a bacterial infection is if the fish either get stung by the corals, or they beat each other up, or they run into a rock, something like that. And there are also medications available to help to ease these bacterial infections. Same thing again, really watch your dose rate if you've got a reef aquarium, and I'm very precautious against adding any sorts of medications to a reef aquarium, although there are several available which claim to be safe with invertebrates. Really follow the instructions, don't overdose them, use all medications with precaution. If you do get any of these bacterial problems in the aquarium, it is worth having a quarantine tank. So you can just pop that fish out, put him in the quarantine tank, dose him up correctly, same with if he had any sort of parasitic infection, therefore we're not risking the reef aquarium.